Before the video starts, I want to give a shout out to Contil, who made the original Sonic Rangers logo, which is used in this video. I didn't want to make him uncredited in the video, so please check him out. I will have his Twitter in the description. Definitely support him. He deserves all of the support he can get. The logo is absolutely fantastic, and hell, if he sees this, you did a good job, mate. Now, on with the video. Hello everyone, my name is Radical and welcome to the final part of our the Laydown Sonic discussion for the Sonic Central livestream that happened a few days ago. So we've talked about the majority of the Sonic Central content as well as Sonic Colors Ultimate. However, now today's the day. We will be talking about Project Sonic 2022, which was shown at the end of the event. Now, the context that I need to describe right now is that after the video was released, the little teaser trailer, a lot of information was found. We found out the name of it, we found out about what it could potentially be gameplay wise and the current position it's in, from playtesters that was found on 4chan. Now, disclaimer, and this is a big disclaimer, it's up to you if you want to believe in leaks, rumours, but it's always good to have a big grain of salt. It's the best thing to do to avoid disappointment or upset when you're expecting a new project to be announced or properly revealed. And the same goes for Project Sonic 2022. Now, the information that I'll be reading off today and used to reference is being neatly packaged together by Twitter user Azul, who I'll be crediting in the description, as he or she made a blog post on Tumblr including all the information we know about the game. So I'll be using this as a point of reference. I'll also include the including the post in the description as well. So thank you very much for that, Azul. So let's get right into it. So yes, so a lot from what we found out in the teaser trailer, and I just want to talk about it now. So the teaser trailer included a really nice CGI little teaser of Sonic running in a photorealistic forest. Now, I'm going to play the clip now. As you can see, Sonic's running in this forest. It's very realistic. It's probably the most realistic forest we've had since probably Sonic Unleashed, maybe even Sonic 06. However, I need to bring this up. So in Sonic Lost World and Sonic Forces, a lot of the trees, the art style was a lot more blocker. It definitely had that kiddie-ish look to it, and that really helped show the direction that the franchise was going in. It was a more kiddie-ish, more child-friendly tone than obviously like games like 06 and Unleashed. They weren't not family-friendly, but they definitely had those moments of seriousness and stuff like that. Even Forces wasn't able to balance out the serious tone with the jokes and puns and stuff like that. So other than that, when I'm looking at this footage now, this is such a realistic setting, and this definitely doesn't look like it takes place on Sonic's world. If it does, I'd be very surprised. Maybe they're changing the look of the Sonic's world. Maybe this will take place on Earth. We don't know. However, the trailer showed off the landscape as well as Sonic, who was running, and he had a blue aura around him. And we don't know what this could be. Some people thought it was a cyan wisp from Sonic Colors, but if you look at it, there is no sign of the wisps anywhere. And Sonic was just brought out of nowhere. There was a shot of where it slowed down and Sonic's foot was about to hit the ground with pink-ish, white-ish cubes and lines, trailing off him from his speed. After the Sonic Team logo, which I'll get to in a minute, he blasts off with a digital type of effect following him. It's not the usual boost, effects that we normally see in Unleashed or Colors, Generations, Forces. it's very different. It's a lot more stylized, and this trailer does have this ancient versus digital futuristic tone to it. Now, when we get to the Sonic Team logo, you can see that, well, first off, it's not, the team's not called Sonic Studio anymore, it's called Sonic Team. So that leak was pretty much false, or maybe they're just using it for the branding, and internally they're called Sonic Studio. But no, I think it's just called Sonic Team, so that leak was false. But other than that, we can see this chiseled out stone that the logo places itself on. A lot of people said this was very similar to the Mystic Ruins from Sonic Adventure 1, and I can see that, but yeah, it does look like it's going for its own tribal civilization type look. This isn't like from the Echidnas or anything like that. This is something a lot more different. And the teaser trailer is very mysterious. It's very unique. After that, we get Sonic running in a circle, and when he finishes the circle, it flashes white, like something's just been activated or happened, and then Sonic trails off into the distance, and the trailer comes to an the normal footage comes to an end, and then we get a symbol. Now, some people thought that said Zap, or it looked like a wisp, or something like that, but we really have no idea what it means. It doesn't even look like a wisp, but someone made it look like the Cyan Wisp. But that was just a illustration that someone made online. But yeah, that's all we know. Now, we do know it's coming out in 2022, so it will be missing the anniversary, 2021. But I do think it'll end up being a holiday title, like most Sonic games are. And it'll be coming on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Now, we don't know what PC platform it will be on. Will it be on Epic Games Store only? Will it be Steam only? Or will it be manage to get on both storefronts? We don't know. I'm going to hopefully say Steam. I know that Sonic Colors Ultimate is going to be an Epic Game exclusive. I don't know how long, maybe 6 months or a year, or hell, maybe forever. I don't know. That is terrifying to think of, though. But that's all the information we know. We just know when it's coming out. We saw the teaser trailer, which was really animated well, by the way. But that is about it. Now, after the teaser trailer was revealed, some people looked into the metadata of this trailer, and they found some interesting things. First off, we found out the name. There was a name mentioned in this teaser trailer in the metadata, and this could be a working title, this could be the final title, we don't know, but it seems that this game will be called Sonic Rangers. Now, from that title alone, we really don't know what that means. Like, it's plural, so does that mean that there's going to be multiple characters that we can play as, not just Sonic? However, from the other leaks we found out, I'm not too sure. But obviously, the first thing that went into my mind was Go Power Rangers. Yeah, that's it's a nice name, I guess. I kind of like it. However, we don't know if it's a working name or not. Sonic Forces originally was called Sonic Wars, so yeah, again, that's all we know. We've been given not much. However, when these people were looking into the metadata of this trailer, they found out references to Mars's animation, so it looks like they animated the trailer, which is really nice to see. But obviously, again, the animation was really nice, and Mazda does a lot of good animation, and there is a little bit of a point to be made later on, which means they could have a bit more involvement in the game. Maybe one of their characters appears, but I'll talk about that in a minute. However, yeah, Maz's animations made the teaser trailer, definitely shows the quality of it was absolutely great. And there was something else. So it was talking about there was a section talking about the effects used in the trailer, and there was one called a time warp. Now, does that mean that Sonic will be traveling through time? or does it mean time and space? We don't know. Again, we don't know too much about this game, you know, just going off the official sources. However, going back to the title, Sonic Rangers, it seems that that name is official. So if you go to the URLs of the pictures supplied to Eurogamer, the name of Sonic Rangers pops up. The press release that was originally sent out has that you know, from SEGA about this new Sonic Central thing. When they talked about what was announced, they said new console experiences will be releasing for Sonic Colors Ultimate and Sonic Rangers. This was corrected, and you know, a spokesperson from SEGA said that this was actually an early draft of it. That shouldn't have been there, and you know, they apologize. And it doesn't mention Sonic Rangers anymore. It doesn't even mention the new game. It just mentions Sonic Colors Ultimate. So I think it's safe to say that that is the name right now. Maybe it'll change soon, but we don't know. But you know, that's all the official, you know, leaks we know of. However, that isn't the only thing we know. So on 4chan, it was revealed by an anonymous user, and a lot of people think this is pretty much what we're actually going to get. And I'm going to read it off here. So this person put, okay, this time's come. I spent my entire day, doing some searches on the 4chan website, picking up and trying to find any nugget of information I could find that I was 100% sure it was connected to Sonic Rangers. I'll get this right out of the gate. I'm 95% sure that the next mainline Sonic game will be open world. Yeah. Open world. Now, I want to just let that settle in for a minute, because that is a big deal. That is a very, very big deal. And I want to talk about that. The significance of a open world Sonic game. So, I would assume that the last major ambitious Sonic project was either 2006's Sonic the Hedgehog or 2008's Sonic Unleashed. Now, while I do like a lot of the games that appeared during the meta era, that most people call it, which I don't like the name of, I do enjoy those games, but I can definitely admit they are playing it safe. They've played it safe for a very long time now, ever since 2011. You know, those risks that those, you know, earlier games had during the Adventure era and the Dark Age era, they took a lot of risks, and I think that was very much appreciated. Sure, they might have not worked out, but you know, it was still really, really interesting to see these brand new ideas brought into the franchise in such a unique way that only Sonic could do. Either if it was just Shadow shooting aliens or humans with guns, or you know, Sonic's love interest being a human girl. You know, it was ambitious. I think that's very safe to say. But you know, we've not had such an ambitious project in years. I would say that one that was made was Sonic Boom, but that wasn't made by Sonic Team. I want to exclusively say Sonic Team. However, I need to say that, you know, Sonic, I'll say the last big jump we've ever had in a Sonic game was back in 1998 with Sonic Adventure. The jump to 3D. And ever since then, we haven't had too much of a drastic shift. Probably just with Unleashed with the boost formula. But this would be a significant jump. An open world Sonic game. If this is true, or even remotely true, that means that Sonic Team in its current state feel that they are ready for that big jump. They're ready to be so ambitious. And if that's the point where they're going to make an open world game, the budget must be so big enough that it's going to be a full AAA game, £60, £70, whatever it's going to be, fully priced. And that is absolutely incredible. It is incredible. I think it's very safe to say this, and this is so important. If this is true, and they're going to make an open world Sonic game, and I'm going to get into what these playtesters have said the state is in, it is so important that if it does look bad or doesn't look good enough, for standards, we can't just call them, we can't just insult them, we can't just joke at Sonic Team in their expense. We need to show genuine, constructive criticism in a respectful manner. That is so important, because we don't want this game to fail. None of us do. And if we end up getting an open world Sonic the Hedgehog game and it is good, great, or amazing, then we've hit the jackpot. We have hit the jackpot. And that would mean that the budget for Sonic the Hedgehog as a series and an IP at SEGA would go up immensely. We would get more open world Sonic games, more side games off other companies like Dimps, Sumo Digital, or others. That's what we need. And joking about it in such a rude way isn't going to help. It's going to make the chances of it just worse. We need to show constructive criticism. But that little tangent aside, let's continue on with this leak. Well, this post. So this person put, I'll get the site right out of the gate. I'm 95% sure that the next mainline Sonic game will be open world, and what will follow it is all of my evidence towards it. It'll be an uncharted territory for the Sonic franchise, and we'll need to see how it pays off. Also, spoilers for the Sonic Rangers, but kind of broad ones. So in my opinion, your experience wouldn't be ruined if you read all this, but if you're one of those who want a full 100% blind playthrough, then I think the time to jump off this ship is now. And I agree. If you want to leave the video now, because there potentially could be spoilers, especially for the final boss, which I won't read, but I will mention one or two things that I included in it or mentioned with that, you can leave now. Because I don't want to ruin your first playthrough of this. I want you to have a full, genuine experience. So, if you're still here, then let's read this wacky ride. So yeah, let's get into it. So this person puts, as it turns out, as I did some digging on my own, and thanks to some observant people, I can confirm that the Sonic Ranger's name has been circling on the internet way before the accidental leak revealed on May the 27th. I will show an entire timeline of these discoveries and how they connect. By the way, I will be reading this word by word, but also, talking in between with my opinions or reactions. But I definitely suggest you read the whole thing, because there might be one or two things I missed during reading this. But they said, a general vision of Sonic Rangers. This game will take a brand new approach for the character, placing Sonic in an open world for him to explore. Where those his speed, he'll do platform challenges, do puzzles, fight against badniks, etc. Now, during this playtest that these people said, they felt that the open world was a bit boring. It was nothing to do. However, they also mentioned that there'll be small groups of enemies you can fight where you can earn XP. There'll be platform challenges. There will be puzzles, kind of like the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild shrines. And by the way, this leak mentions how this game will be taking a lot of inspiration from Breath of the Wild, which is a good thing in my personal opinion. That game shows the right way to do an open world game. Now, I do know that someone mentioned that this was going to be a uninhabited island, but I hope there's going to be like little, not cities, but towns that you can visit, buy things with your rings, because I know there's obviously going to be rings, which could really be cool. Maybe you could use it for EXP, maybe for collectibles or outfits and stuff like that, which we do know will be in Sonic Colors Ultimate. So maybe that could be really cool to have it in an open world game. But that's just me, bringing speculation to the table. So let's just continue. So this person put, speed through the world. So the EXP you can gain will be able to be used in a skill tree, and this will be unlockable for new abilities for Sonic. One of them being the spin cycle. Now, this was actually shown potentially in the trailer. In the trailer, we saw that Sonic was running in it. It was, leaving a trail behind, a digitized trail. And he ran in a full circle and it shined bright, like a bright white, and then he left. Now, I know we didn't see any enemies or anything like that. However, the description shows that this spin cycle, if you do a full circle around an enemy and keep it, and, trail it all to the point where it's all connected, you can destroy all the enemies in one go, which is really cool, actually. That could be really fun to explore in an open world game. However, the last time we had a skill tree of some sorts was maybe Sonic Unleashed, but even then it was just leveling up certain abilities. It did say that there will be combat, mechanics in this game, kind of like Unleashed and probably Rise of Lyric, but hopefully more fleshed out. that would be nice. Oh yeah, by the way, sorry if I sound exhausted. I've been really excited to talk about this project that Sonic Team's working on. I've literally recorded all 3 videos in one, back to back, because I'm uploading this throughout the week. Anyway, back to the post. Sonic can enter special stages. They are structured like the Sonic Generations and Sonic Unleashed boost levels. When you can complete them, you get a Chaos Emerald. Now that's really interesting. First off, the fact that the boost levels are going to become the special stages, but second off, they said Unleashed and Generations, not Colors or Lost World. So I'm going to assume they're going to be on that type of quality, which is going to be really good. The leaker did say that the music in those levels, slap hard. You expect that for a Sonic game. However, they did say the overworld music was dull, but the thing is, though, that's a lot more atmospheric, unless there's going to be like a battle theme, hopefully not like Unleashed. I can just constantly hear that da 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 da. But yeah, that's going to be really cool to see. However, I've always said that they should have had the boost formula be a supplementary to the adventure formula. For example, obviously it has Sonic 06, it has the normal adventure field type of levels, but also these mock speed sections. Why not include the boost formula as the mock speed sections, so you could have both at the same time? Which this game could end up being that, but on an official level, which is really cool. What's interesting though is that you're gonna get a Chaos Emerald from these, so will there be will there just be 7 of them? Probably, but how much time will be in between you getting into the special stages? But yeah, that's all we know from that. So this person put, okay, now let's get into the 4chan leaks. From what I can tell, SEGA has been inviting different test groups to test play their game, the new mainline Sonic game, under a strict NDA. After it, SEGA collects feedback from the testers. I cannot exactly pinpoint when SEGA began to do these tests, but if I had to guess, it has to be around early as March 2020, which would make sense. I'm sure the game was first revealed back in 2018 or even 19. Which was entering production, so that gives it either, I think it was 2019 actually, which is a correction from one of my videos before. So obviously it makes sense that it would be a year's time that they've been working on it and they start getting feedback, which is actually really good. So the first occurrence in July of 2020, another fake leak claiming to be the 30th anniversary game showed up on 4chan. But then, as an answer to it, a person that was really played a test version of the next mainline Sonic game called the fake leaker out. 4chan drama. I never thought I'd see that. It's rare for people to go, for leakers to go to other leakers and say, "Hey, you're talking shit." But yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna guess that. Okay, I'm gonna guess that that's gonna happen. Wow. Hopefully I get more of that soon. But the person that has put their hands on the next mainline Sonic game had the following to say. I playtested the game back in March and played it for an hour. There was no levels, just an overworld. You're full of shit. In another post, the person that got their hands on the testing version of the main Sonic game had the following to say. It was called Sonic Rangers when I played it. The first occurrence analysis. So this is what this person thinks. I believe that the person that played the test version of Sonic Rangers was arousingly interpreted the open world as an overworld, which makes sense. Sonic Rangers name gets dropped for the first time. The second occurrence of Sonic Rangers. In August of 2020, another person that tested Sonic Rangers stated the following about the next title on the Sonic franchise. It's not an adventure remake, I playtested it. They are working on something, but if they get feedback from me and other playtesters, SEGA might change quite a bit from what I ended up playing. They mentioned an open world, set on a gloomy grassy inhabited island dotted with ruins. Now, going back to the trailer, the stones, that these logos appeared on look like ruins. And this place that Sonic was in a grassy forest, probably on an island, which fits really, really well with this leak. The person put a big Breath of the Wild influence, a little Korok-like puzzle scattered everywhere, so, Robot alien bosses scattered throughout the island, defeat them and you get a Chaos Emerald. Now what's interesting is that this person says that the bosses give you the Chaos Emeralds. However, this other leak said that you would be able to get these Chaos Emeralds from the special stages, which was unleashed in Generations boost levels. So that's really interesting. Was that due to, feedback? Did they not? Because there is going to be bosses scattered around where you get orbs, which we'll get into later. So did they change that? So that, you play these boost levels to get the Chaos Emeralds? That is interesting. If it was that the bosses actually have the Chaos Emeralds, that means we can expect alien/robot bosses, 7 of them. Which is actually a good amount. There's more than Breath of the Wild, actually. To get all the Chaos Emeralds, and you enter the final boss area, a foggy forest you couldn't enter before. Now, would this be like the Guardians? Is there going to be like 7 areas on this island where you go and fight one of the bosses, one at a time? That would make sense. If so, and that's going to be like Breath of the Wild, that's going to be fucking awesome. No cap. That is going to be awesome. I loved Breath of the Wild. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and I love the adventure you had all the way up to when you fight one of the divine beasts, and being able to do that, but 7 of them. And obviously that 7 Chaos Emeralds, that means you're going to be able to play Supersonic. That's going to be awesome. That's genuinely going to be awesome. The leak goes on to say no major characters appeared aside from Sonic, which makes sense. It's only a demo. No story just jumped in again. It's a demo. Now this bit is about the boss, so I'm not going to talk about it. We're going to skip over that one. These could all be changed because I played a couple months ago and there still hasn't been any reveals, so I assume they might be reworking a lot. Now this is their analysis on the second occurrence. As you can see, in this version, some of the elements they were talking about in the most famous leak aren't present. Some missing elements were added later, but the basic was already present and in place. Sonic can travel through an open world, doing puzzles, defeating badniks and fighting against bosses. To them, gonna skip that. The most interesting thing is how the person that leaked these details claimed that they played it a couple of months ago, meaning that this version could have taken place after the build shown in the first occurrence. Some things have changed since then. Another cool thing is that I wanted to point out was the build uses placeholder from previous Sonic games. Now, I will say this, during the final boss, the theme for the first boss fight against Infinite from Sonic Forces is used. So they used the first About song that you hear when you're fighting Infinite on the snake in the Illuminous Forest in Sonic Forces, which is actually quite interesting. Obviously, it doesn't mean anything, but I guess it's a smart way, to use previous placeholder stuff. And I gotta admit, and that would be quite an interesting experience. I hope someone mods that in. Now, we're going into 2021, and this is the big one, which I've mentioned before. The third occurrence. In January of 2021, another anonymous 4chan user talked about Sonic Rangers, once again mentioning the name. As this version is pretty edgy and is very negative towards Sonic to get clicks, I'm going to present it in an unbiased manner and be direct to the point of what they said. So this is what they said for this leak. Sonic Rangers around the end of 2020 was presented once more to a select group of people. 2 demos were shown. The first one allows exploration and open world under a time limit of 20 minutes, and another demo that was apparently the final boss battle. The open world is filled with small enemies, puzzles, and platforming challenges, again like the previous leak. Completing puzzles, challenges, and defeating badniks gives XP to the player as a reward that can be used to unlock abilities for Sonic. Now, I just want to say, obviously we know about the spin cycle. Will the homing attack be a part of those unlockable abilities? Probably not. But what about the light dash, the bounce bracelet, the spin dash? Will they be a part of it? Probably. Will we get the insta shield, the drop dash, the super peel out? There's a lot of abilities they can use for this game, so hopefully they go a lot in depth with it. Maybe we could end up getting a lot of the melee attacks from Sonic Unleashed with a Hedgehog, if they want to go really crazy. Among the abilities that Sonic can unlock, this is the spin cycle. When pressing the Y button, Sonic begins to create a line behind him. We talked about this. The homing attack that can target multiple enemies at once from Sonic Lost World is back. Now, I've played Lost World, and the multiple homing attack is actually pretty cool, but I just hope that it's a lot more functional, because in Lost World it worked most of the time, but there were times when it just wasn't. It only aimed one enemy, not like 2 or 3. Will the charged homing attack be there to where you can, take down enemies faster, maybe with a health bar, maybe? Will the homing kick be an ability you can unlock? Again, there's a lot they can do with this. They also put there are a lot of bosses spread throughout the open world. When they are defeated, Sonic gets some orbs. If the player collects enough orbs, he can access the cyberspace, essentially the game's special stages. The cyberspace levels are like the boost levels in Sonic Generations, and when beating a cyberspace level within a certain amount of time, the player obtains a Chaos Emerald, just like the previous leaks. However, now they've brought up the name Cyberspace, which fits in with this cyber futuristic tone that the teaser trailer had. So again, something else falls in line. New voice clips from Roger Craig Smith were used, so Roger was voicing for this game. Now, what's interesting is that, has he finished the voice acting for this game and just thought, oh, I'll leave, but then came back? Or was this during the project and maybe he saw someone else voicing Sonic and thought, oh, maybe they don't want me anymore, so I'll just leave, and it was a giant misunderstanding? We don't know. And some new music was made for this build. Now, the rest of this is about the final boss battle, which I won't talk about again for spoilers. However, I will mention this. You can't take damage on a timer of rings, so I know you can figure out what that would be, and a ghost girl refills the player's ring count multiple times. Now, there is only one ghost girl we know in the Sonic franchise, and that's Laura from the Sonic Unleashed Night of the Hedgehog animation by Marza Animation. So is that character going to return? Well, obviously she didn't appear in a Sonic game, but she has appeared in like artwork and animation. Will this be her game debut, or is this someone completely new? Is it a ghost girl who's a Mobian, an anthropomorphic animal, or will it be a human? Again, there's a lot of questions and not enough answers. I really did wish that someone would bring that up during the leak. Now, this person talks about the third occurrence analysis. As you can see, this version polished even further the concepts that were talked about in the second occurrence. Instead of getting the Chaos Emeralds from defeating a boss, Sonic gains orbs, where after Sonic has gone after even more bosses to get more orbs. With these orbs, the player can access a special stage named Cyberspace, where you'll be able to play as a traditional like Sonic game to get the Chaos Emeralds. This certainly helps the game for the game to go longer, which is a plus for me. We'll probably have more boost levels with them being treated as a special stage, which kind of fits because a lot of boost games are like hallways. So it would again, most special stages are hallways, so it makes sense to have it like that. They also said an XP system, and the main gimmick of the game is the spin cycle, which is shown in the teaser for Sonic at Sonic Central. And Sonic will keep building up his abilities, which is something I believe the player will be able to use them as different strategies or how to defeat different types of bosses. It'll be kind of like if they want to go as far as possible with this, maybe they could have like enemy camps, and kind of like games like Far Cry, mainly Far Cry 3 or Breath of the Wild. You could use your different abilities from the Sonic games to either go, blazing in, commando style, or you could go a bit more sneaker or try and get a high point where you can literally, bash down and just go for everyone like that. I love that type of sandboxy feel that a lot of open world games go for, and I think Sonic could do that really well. It just depends on how he's controlling. Is he going to be as fast as the boost games? Will he be the adventure type control style, which I think it would probably be? Maybe Lost World? We don't know. Now, there was obviously the fourth occurrence. Sonic Central takes place with a trailer for the new Sonic game at the end. Sonic is running through a forest, and then he begins to glow blue, creating a pixel effect with a line following him. Sonic runs off in a cycle with this new ability that makes him glow blue, and then exit the screen. With this context we've piled up, and previous occurrences, you can put some pieces together. Sonic is clearly activating a spin cycle, the main gimmick for this new game, just like how it was seen in January 2021. And just like how the leakers said, Sonic formed a circular shape with the ability in the teaser. Sonic creates a blue energy, creating a line behind him, allowing him to make a pattern about with this, maybe creating a shape that would surround his enemies. Could this just be a circle, or could it be a square, a triangle, not a polygon, but different types of shapes? Will they work? Maybe different shapes can do different abilities. Maybe the blue tornado from Sonic Heroes could come back. Again, they could do so much with this. It's very dumb. It's very dumb how it should not just do anything with these different abilities. I hope it goes really in depth like the Yakuza games. Now, for this fifth occurrence, which I already mentioned to you, the data miners and modders are able to get their hands on the 4K trailer from the new Sonic game, finding out that the name for the game is Sonic Rangers. It perfectly fits with what they stated previously in 4chan threads, specifically the one from July 2020 and the one from January 2021, helping give the 4chan leaks even more credibility. Now, their sixth occurrence talks about pretty much the name Sonic Rangers appearing in the press release, which I told you about earlier before. Which makes it even more likely that this is the next mainline Sonic game, and it's going to be open world. Now, obviously this is all speculation and all leaks, so I want you to give this a big grain of salt. However, this is adding up a bit too much, especially the fact that all these rumours and leaks are just coming out guns blazing. Now, obviously there was a bit of negative bits of what they could improve and stuff like that. I wouldn't call that negative, I would just call that criticism and constructive criticism. However, I'm going to assume that this game's going to come out in holiday 2022, and I want to bet money on it. I want to bet money that this is going to come out in 2022. So they've got over a year to polish it all up, which is actually really convenient. They've probably spent the most time working on this than any other Sonic game, which makes sense because this is an open world Sonic game. Again, I mentioned it during the 30th anniversary discussion video I did, that they won't need to make an engine or anything like that. Maybe they would make a new framework for the controls and stuff like that, which, that obviously goes into any game development, especially for an open world game. But they don't need to make a lighting engine or a graphical engine or anything like that. They've already got it. Not Unreal Engine 4, the Hedgehog engine 2. So the majority of the time they spent on this is actually working on the game itself, with probably the first year being the pre-production of the concept art, the story writing and stuff like that. But yeah, this is looking really, really interesting, and I swear, if this ends up being true, and next time we're talking about Project Sonic 2022 and it's even more open world leaks, not anything that's gonna, derail it all, this is gonna be the most ambitious Sonic game we've ever gotten since the jump to 3D with Sonic Adventure. So that's all we know so far, and you really want more information to be revealed, but there's nothing we can do right now. Maybe they'll reveal something at E3. Hopefully they do. It would be very convenient. And they did say that the Sonic Central's, the Sonic Central stuff was the first episode. There's going to be more, and they expect us to. We are expecting to have more announcements during the year. So I'm going to place my bets now. I think at least before September, we will find out and see gameplay. I'll go as far as to say that, of the new Sonic game. I really feel we're going to find out the majority of what we need to know during this year. I think the information will ramp up after September when Sonic Colors Ultimate will release, because I know that SEGA will want to focus on that most. However, I do want to bring up something interesting, and I think it would help the idea that we're going to see something in June at E3. They haven't released the trailer yet on their social medias or anything like that for this new Sonic game. I'm sure they did for, Forces, and it was a while until we found out any information about that game. However, now, they haven't released it. What would warrant them to not release this trailer yet? And I'm going to guess and say they're expecting to release a full trailer, including the teaser, probably like a continuation of the teaser, at E3 or during another Sonic Central close by, maybe in July or August. I know I might not sound it, but I really am. I am so excited for this. I really feel so optimistic for the future of Sonic the Hedgehog, and as a brand, obviously, but as the game series as well. So that's all we know, and that's all I can talk about right now. So thank you so much for watching. If you watched the full video, which is 42 minutes, then thank you so much. It means the world to me. It really does. So obviously, the question of the day: are you excited for Project Sonic 2022, or should I say Sonic Rangers? If it's going to be open world, name a feature that you'd want in the skill tree. What type of puzzles or stuff like that do you want to see? Like maybe some momentum based or anything like that. Put it in the comments below for the question of the day. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. See ya.